The Dallas Mavericks defeat the Chicago Bulls 119-99, and I can't believe what I just saw. Although the Chicago Bulls did have some big injuries, they had no Zach LaVine, no Lonzo Ball. The Dallas Mavericks also had their own list of injuries. We had no PJ Washington, no Derrick Lively, still no Maxi Kleber, and no Dante Exum. But the Mavericks still got the job done, and although the Dallas Mavericks are better than the Bulls, it was in the fashion of which we got it done, which can only be summarized up as pure basketball. Luka Doncic was playing off ball. Kyrie was taking over and just controlling the pace of the game. The role players stepped up, and Dwight Powell showed everybody why he's still on this team. So in this video, we're going to break down the box score, take a look at who looked good, who excelled, and who stood on business. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 14,236 subscribers, getting very close to that goal of 15K. But if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, the live streams, the watch-longs, the news vids, and everything else in between, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. Now, so far in this season, the Dallas Mavericks are now 5-3. We still have a positive record, a winning record. But one issue that we've had so far in many of these games is we're not coming out with the right energy. We're coming out very flat. We're not getting into the right rhythm. We wait till the late second, early third quarter to really do anything. But that was completely different in this game. From the opening tip-off, Luka Doncic was off ball. He was not playing aggressive. Every time he got the ball, it was almost like 2-3 seconds later he's passing it, or he took a few shots in the first quarter, but he was definitely looking to pass first. Kyrie Irving went off for 15 points in the first quarter, just completely taking the game over and controlling the pace of the game and setting the tone. But as the game went on, Luka Doncic turned it up and showed everybody why he is still an MVP caliber player and had an amazing game, racking up 13 assists. So even though Luka was playing off ball, he was still effective. He also had a plus 35 in the box plus minus, which is insane. We all want Luka Doncic to play like Luka Doncic, and although this is the Chicago Bulls, we are a lot better than the Bulls, it isn't about winning and beating the Chicago Bulls. It's how we beat the Chicago Bulls. We played team basketball. We played at the appropriate pace. Not a lot of ISO, not a lot of slowing the game down. The lineups from Jason Kidd were a little bit iffy, and before the game, I even said it myself, that with the injuries that we have, PJ Washington has a knee sprain, undetermined on how long that's going to be. Derrick Lively, he was doubtful, so still not sure when he'll be back. No word from Maxi or Dante Exum. So in a game like this, it was up to Jason Kidd to have the right lineups, to have the right guys out there to make sure that we win, even when we got 4 players that we usually go to that we can't play. And it did help that the Chicago Bulls didn't have Zach LaVine, they didn't have Lonzo Ball, and I get that. But the key takeaway from this game is how did we look? How did we play the game of basketball? And it was pure. The shots were falling. We were efficient. We were getting role players involved. Even in garbage time, guys, it shined indefinitely. It was amazing. But let's take a look at the box score and really break down what we saw. Naji Marshall, another great game from Naji Marshall, the knife. We may have to call him the butcher knife at this point because he's just amazing. The box score doesn't really show all of what he did, but every little thing in his box score, it mattered. He had 8 points, he had 2 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. He was 0-1 from 3, but 4-7 from the field, and every steal, every rebound, every assist mattered. Naji Marshall is built for big moments, and he's showing it time and time again. Without PJ Washington, he was a starter tonight, and he looked great as a starter. Wasn't forcing anything, letting the game come to him, and as long as PJ's out, I do believe we're going to play Naji as a starter, and who knows what that's going to turn into. Going down the list, we have Daniel Gafford. Looked amazing. I was kind of worried on how he would look like against Vucevic, but he owned the paint tonight. Had 17 points, 3 blocks, 1 assist, 7 rebounds. It was 7 of 9 from the field. The landlord came to collect. And Kyrie Irving, in 28 minutes, had 17 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, was 1 of 3 from 3, and 7-11 from the floor. And I mentioned how Kyrie had 15 points in the first quarter, but after that, he was just kind of coasting. He was leading the offense, trying to get other guys involved. He got his early, so he can get everyone else going afterwards. And I really like that pace that we started with. I'm not sure if that was a Jason Kidd thing or if Luke and Kyrie discussed it. It worked. It looked great. It looked like real basketball, and I hope it's something that we do see going forward. And Luka Doncic, in 32 minutes, had 27 points, 4 steals, 13 assists, 7 rebounds, was 8 of 9 from the free throw line, 3 of 8 from 3, and 8 of 19 from the field. And a lot of those misses did come in the fourth quarter where he already had a great game. And like I said, he had the highest plus minus with a plus 35. Luka Doncic playing off ball was amazing. He was cutting to the basket. He was pushing the pace. He was running. He was actually trying on defense. And there were some times where the offense did blow right past him, but we had guys to back him up on defense, and it was all good. Those steals definitely made up for the few possessions where they did blow by Luka, but this was definitely a much better game, and I do believe that he has even an even better game ahead of him. The game against the Suns on Friday, I do believe Luka will have an even better game where he just goes off. He usually does do very well against Phoenix. But just to continue down the box score, Klay Thompson in 25 minutes had 13 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds, 3 of 7 from 3, and 5 of 10 from the field. Still efficient as always, and some people may feel like he's not doing enough. I felt like we got to Klay early in this game. We were trying to get him going off the rip, and having 6 rebounds, I'm not mad at that. Sometimes it feels like we can never get a rebound. Klay Thompson does a lot of good things. He's not just a three-point shooter. He's really good in the mid-range. He's at times a good passer. He had a few turnovers. Well, he had 1 turnover, but a few of his passes to Daniel Gafford didn't really connect. But it's okay. If Klay Thompson finishes with 13 points, I already know that he did a lot of other good things as well. All in all, a good game from Klay. And off the bench, we had 5 minutes from Markieff Morris, putting up 2 assists and 2 rebounds, showing everybody why he's still here. Omax Prosper, he was getting some good minutes, 20 minutes throughout the game. Still far from where he needs to be, but there is some improvements. He had 5 points. He had 6 points. He was 3 of 8 from the floor. He had 1 rebound, 1 turnover. Nothing too flashy, but he was getting some run. It was much needed. Again, with a depleted roster, all these minutes count from our bench. Kessler Edwards also had his finally had his debut. He played 5 minutes, nothing too flashy. Dwight Powell in 20 minutes was 100% from the floor. Was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He had 5 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. That's Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell, in all seriousness, Dwight Powell is not a player that gives you nothing. He may not fill up the stat sheet. He may not be a Daniel Gafford. He may not be a Derrick Lively. And that's fine because he is Dwight Powell. In all seriousness, Dwight Powell will always give you 100% effort. It may not be what you want, but at least we can rely on him. He's not going to go out there and just haphazardly play. He's going to go out there, 100% intensity, do whatever you need him to do. And you got to live with the results. So shout out to Dwight Powell, showing off exactly what he can do for the Dallas Mavericks team. Spencer Dinwiddie really didn't have that great of a game in 22 minutes. He had 3 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. He was 1 of 8 from the field, but was still able to be effective in other places. And Quentin Grimes in 16 minutes had 7 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, and was 1 of 3 from 3 and 3 of 6 from the floor. Slowly but surely, I think Quentin Grimes is finding his rhythm, finding his groove. I do think it's going to take a little bit longer, but I'm okay with this production. Brandon Williams, as well as Jaden Gorman, also had some time in garbage time. Jaden Gorman having his debut. And only 30 seconds left in the game, Jaden Gorman got a 3 off. So I'm all for it. I kind of hoped we saw more of him. He is a two-way player. He's at the end of the bench. So unless we have another game where we have many injuries, we're not going to really see Jaden Gorman. And if we do, it'll be in garbage time. And Jaden Hardy, someone that I really think we need to have a discussion about, as he had a DNP against the Pacers the other day. Tonight, he played 13 minutes, had 11 points, 1 turnover, 2 assists. He was 3 of 7 from 3 and 4 of 10 from the floor. His shooting was very close to Klay Thompson's in only, half the time, really? And obviously, it was in garbage time. Nothing really serious or nothing, high impact or nothing too crazy happens in garbage time. When the deep bench is in, no one's really trying too hard. So obviously, Jaden Hardy was getting easy shots. He was able to shoot the ball very well. He got 11 points in 13 minutes. But I want to see that happen in the flow of the game. I don't want to see that happen only in garbage time. We just re-signed Jaden Hardy. He needs to get these minutes. I understand that at times he makes boneheaded plays. He makes mistakes. But let him play through those mistakes. He's not going to learn by sitting on the bench. He's not going to get better by getting DNPs. I'm not sure what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know if it's maybe his attitude or his confidence, but I definitely want to see Jason Kidd go to Jaden Hardy more and not just use him for garbage time. But a dub is a dub, a win is a win, but only one player can stand on business. And it was very difficult for me to decide exactly who that player was, but I think after bouncing back from some inefficiencies, to me, the player that stood on business was Luka Doncic. Like I said, the man was 8 of 9 from the floor, 3 of 8 from 3. He was a plus 35, had 27 points. He was playing off ball. He was quick to pass the ball before even shooting the ball. And again, if that's the new tactic that we're going with, I'm all for it. I don't think Luka Doncic needs to put up 40-point triple-doubles for us to win anymore. We have competent players around him. If he finishes this season with 25 points but 12 assists for the season's average, I'm okay with that too. That just shows you the team has gotten better. But Luka is still a great player. He's still a phenomenal talent. I believe Luka's starting to find his rhythm. As long as it fits in the system, I think more dubs are on the way. But a few things that we're definitely going to take a look at right here. Like I said, the boy Luka Doncic had 27 points, 13 assists, 7 rebounds, 4 steals. Talk about Defensive Player of the Year candidate right here in a plus 35 team high. Highest plus minus of the season. Like I said, Luka Doncic stood on business and he helped get it done. But another thing I wanted you guys to take a look at, Jason Kidd on Najee Marshall's impact. He said, I thought he was great. I asked him how he liked starting. He said it was cool. His versatility to be able to start or come off the bench shows us something early. Also talked about him being a reliable ball handler. And with PJ Washington being out, and we're not sure how long he's going to be out, he does have a knee sprain. People are starting to say, and as these games go on, the conversation will continue, and we're eventually going to have this talk on this channel as well, is do we start Najee over PJ once PJ comes back? PJ has been good at sometimes, he's been bad at sometimes, he's been inconsistent, but over the last 4 games, Najee Marshall has been just consistent. He's been exactly what we need, and maybe PJ Washington plays better off the bench. Maybe him and Gafford or him and Lively just become this dynamic duo off the bench. But that's a discussion for another day. I'm glad we got the dub. We're 5-3. We have a game Friday against the Suns, and that's definitely going to be a test if we're going to have this many players out. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Do you think Luka Doncic stood on business, or do you think it should go to someone else? Let me know. We can have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making this far into the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing a giveaway every single month. We announce our winner tonight on our live stream. Next month's winner will be announced the first week of December. And the only way to enter our giveaways is to be a part of the channel's membership of any tier. But until next time, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.